First contact. The harsh winds of Proxima b howled across the barren landscape, whipping up clouds of reddish dust that obscured the distant horizon. Sarah Chen squinted through the reinforced viewports of the mobile command center, her dark eyes scanning the desolate terrain for any sign of the anomaly that had triggered their sensors. "Anything yet, Chen?" Captain Reyes' gruff voice crackled over the comm system. Sarah shook her head, forgetting for a moment that the captain couldn't see her. "Negative, sir. Just more rocks and dust. Are we sure the readings weren't just another magnetic storm?" "Keep looking," Reyes insisted. "Whatever it was, it lit up our scanners like a supernova. It's out there." As if on cue, a flash of metal caught Sarah's eye, glinting in the light of Proxima Centauri's red dwarf star. "Wait," she said, leaning closer to the viewport. "I think I got something. Bearing 047, about 2 clicks out." The massive treads of the command center ground against the planet's rocky surface as Reyes steered them towards the coordinates Sarah had given. As they drew closer, the outline of a sleek, silver craft began to take shape through the swirling dust. It was like no ship Sarah had ever seen before, its hull curves and elegant in a way that defied human engineering. "Holy shit," Reyes breathed, his usual stoicism cracking. "Is that what I think it is?" Sarah's heart raced as the implications sank in. After centuries of searching the stars, humanity had finally made first contact. And it had happened here, on this desolate mining outpost at the edge of explored space. "It appears to be damaged," Sarah observed, noting the scorch marks along one side of the alien vessel. "Maybe that's why they haven't tried to communicate." Reyes nodded, his jaw set in determination. "All right, Chen. Suit up. We're going out there." 20 minutes later, Sarah stepped out onto the planet's surface, the servos in her exosuit whirring as they compensated for Proxima b's higher gravity. Reyes and 2 security officers, Jensen and Kwesi, flanked her as they approached the alien ship. As they drew closer, a previously invisible scene in the craft's hull began to glow with a soft, blue light. Sarah tensed, her hand instinctively moving towards the plasma cutter at her hip. But instead of a weapon, a ramp smoothly extended from the ship, touching down on the rocky ground before them. For a long moment, nothing happened. Sarah exchanged nervous glances with her teammates, wondering if they should retreat or press forward. Then, a figure appeared at the top of the ramp. The alien was tall and slender, with iridescent scales covering its body and 4 arms that moved with fluid grace. Its large, multifaceted eyes regarded the humans with what Sarah thought might be curiosity, or perhaps fear. "Holy Mother of," Jensen started to say, but Ray silenced him with a sharp gesture. Sarah took a tentative step forward, her mind racing as she tried to think of a way to communicate. She raised her hands, palms out, in what she hoped was a universal gesture of peace. The alien mimicked her motion, then made a series of clicks and whistles that Sarah's translator couldn't begin to decipher. But the meaning became clear as the creature gestured towards its ship, then made a motion like something breaking. I think they need help," Sarah said, turning to Reyes. "Their ship must be damaged." Reyes frowned, clearly torn between caution and the potential benefits of aiding the aliens. "Can you fix it?" he asked Sarah. She shrugged. "I won't know until I take a look, but I've never seen technology like this before. It could take weeks just to understand their systems." The captain considered for a moment, then nodded. "All right, Chen, you're our best engineer. See what you can do. But be careful. We don't know anything about these beings." Sarah nodded, excitement and apprehension warring in her chest as she stepped towards the ramp. The alien beckoned her forward, its movements somehow conveying both urgency and gratitude. As Sarah entered the ship, she was struck by the otherworldly beauty of its interior. Smooth, organic curves flowed seamlessly into control panels that pulsed with soft light. The air was thick with a sweet, unfamiliar scent that made her head spin slightly. The alien led her to what appeared to be the engine room, gesturing towards a pulsing core of energy that flickered erratically. Sarah's engineer's mind immediately began to race, trying to make sense of the alien technology before her. Okay, she murmured to herself, reaching for her tools. Let's see what we're dealing with here. As Sarah began her work, she couldn't shake the feeling that this was the beginning of something much bigger than a simple repair job. Humanity had taken its first steps into a larger universe, and she was at the forefront of that journey. Little did Sarah know, her actions in the coming days would not only determine the fate of this alien crew, but potentially the future of human-alien relations throughout the galaxy. As she delved deeper into the mysteries of the alien ship, Sarah Chen was about to discover that humanity's greatest strength lay not in its technology, but in its spirit of innovation, compassion, and unwavering determination in the face of the unknown. The alien watched Sarah work with an intensity that was both unnerving and oddly flattering. Its multifaceted eyes seemed to take in every movement of her hands, every tool she used. Occasionally, it would make a series of clicks and whistles that Sarah's translator still couldn't decipher, but she got the sense it was trying to offer guidance or explanation. As the hours wore on, Sarah began to piece together the basics of the alien ship's propulsion system. It was unlike anything she had ever encountered, seeming to draw energy from the very fabric of space-time itself. The damage, as far as she could tell, stemmed from some sort of overload in the main power coupling. I think I can jury-rig a temporary fix, Sarah said, more to herself than to the alien observing her. But for a permanent solution, we're going to need to fabricate some new components. The alien tilted its head, then reached out with one of its 4 arms, gently touching Sarah's shoulder. A wave of something washed over her. Not quite emotion, not quite thought, but a sense of gratitude and relief, so profound it nearly brought tears to her eyes. Sarah blinked, startled by the intensity of the connection. "You're welcome," she managed to say, her voice thick with emotion. Just then, Captain Reyes' voice crackled over her comm. "Chen, report. What's your status in Mare?" Sarah cleared her throat, trying to regain her composure. "Sir, I've identified the problem. Their propulsion system is damaged, but I think I can get it running well enough for short-range travel. However, for a full repair, we're going to need to bring them back to our base." There was a long pause before Reyes responded. "Are you sure that's wise, Chen? We don't know anything about these beings or their intentions." Sarah looked at the alien, who was watching her with what she could only describe as hope in its multifaceted eyes. "Sir, they're stranded here. We can't just leave them. And think of what we could learn from them, from their technology. This could be the opportunity of a lifetime." Another pause, then a heavy sigh. "All right, Chen, do what you need to do. But be careful. First sign of trouble, you get out of there, understood?" "Understood, sir. Thank you." As Sarah turned back to her work, she noticed the alien watching her intently. It made a series of soft clicks, then gestured towards itself with one of its upper arms. "Are you trying to introduce yourself?" Sarah asked, fascinated. The alien repeated the gesture, then pointed at Sarah. "Oh, I'm Sarah. Sarah Chen." She pointed to herself, then extended her hand without thinking. The alien regarded her outstretched hand for a moment, then slowly reached out with one of its own appendages. As they touched, Sarah felt another wave of that strange, telepathic communication. This time, along with a sense of gratitude, she caught a glimpse of a name. "Zix? Ara?" Sarah said hesitantly. "Is that your name?" The alien, Zixara, made a sound that Sarah could have sworn was a laugh, then nodded enthusiastically. Sarah couldn't help but smile. "Well, Zixara, let's see if we can get your ship moving again, shall we?" As they worked together over the next few hours, Sarah found herself developing an odd sort of rapport with Zixara. Though they couldn't communicate verbally, they quickly fell into a rhythm, anticipating each other's needs and movements. Sarah was impressed by the alien's quick grasp of human tools and techniques, while Zixara seemed equally fascinated by Sarah's innovative approaches to problems. Finally, With a series of adjustments and a fair bit of human ingenuity, Sarah managed to coax the alien propulsion system back to life. The ship hummed with energy, its lights pulsing with renewed vigor. Zixara made a series of excited clicks and whistles, all four of its arms gesturing animatedly. Though Sarah couldn't understand the words, the meaning was clear. They had done it. "All right," Sarah said, wiping sweat from her brow. "Let's get you back to our base. We can work on a more permanent solution there." As they prepared to move the alien ship, Sarah couldn't shake the feeling that this was only the beginning of an incredible journey. Humanity had made first contact, and she, Sarah Chen, was at the forefront of this historic moment. Little did she know, the challenges and wonders that lay ahead would test not only her engineering skills, but the very limits of human ingenuity and determination. As the alien ship lifted off, following the human vessel back to their base, Sarah Chen stood on the precipice of an adventure that would change the course of human history forever. The quantum conundrum. As the alien ship touched down at the human mining base on Proxima B, a palpable buzz of excitement swept through the facility. Sarah Chen stepped out of the vessel, her exosuit covered in an iridescent residue from her work on the alien technology. Behind her, Zixara emerged, its four arms moving in graceful patterns that seemed to express both curiosity and caution. "Welcome to Outpost Omega," Captain Rice announced, his voice carrying a mix of awe and apprehension. The entire base crew had gathered to witness this historic moment, their faces a mix of wonder and trepidation. Sarah turned to Zixara, gesturing towards the assembled humans. "These are my people," she said, knowing the alien couldn't understand her words, but hoping her intent would come across. Zixara's multifaceted eyes scanned the crowd, then focused on Sarah. A wave of emotion washed over her, gratitude tinged with a hint of fear. Sarah realized with a start that Zixara was just as nervous about this encounter as they were. "It's okay," she said softly, placing a hand on one of Zixara's lower arms. "We're here to help." As the days passed, Sarah found herself spending more and more time with Zixara and its crew. The language barrier remained a challenge, but they were making progress. Sarah had developed a rudimentary translation algorithm that could interpret some of the aliens' clicks and whistles, though much of their communication still relied on gestures and the strange empathic connection she shared with Zixara. One afternoon, as Sarah was elbow-deep in the alien ship's engine core, she made a startling discovery. "This can't be right," she muttered, double-checking her readings. Zixara chirped a question, leaning in to see what had caught Sarah's attention. "The energy readings from your core," Sarah explained, forgetting for a moment that Zixara couldn't fully understand her. "They're impossible. It's like you're drawing power from nothing." Zixara made a series of excited clicks, its scales shimmering with an intensity Sarah hadn't seen before. The alien reached out, gently taking Sarah's hand and guiding it to a panel she hadn't noticed before. As her fingers brushed the smooth surface, Sarah's mind exploded with information. Visions of swirling galaxies, of energy flowing through the very fabric of space-time, filled her consciousness. She saw mathematical equations of mind-bending complexity, describing concepts that defied her understanding of physics. Sarah staggered back, gasping. "Quantum, vacuum energy," she breathed, her mind reeling. "You found a way to harness the zero-point field." Zixara nodded enthusiastically, its clicks and whistles taking on a tone of excitement that needed no translation. The implications were staggering. If Sarah understood correctly, the aliens had developed technology that could extract limitless energy from the quantum foam of space itself. It was the holy grail of physics, a breakthrough that could revolutionize not just space travel, but every aspect of human civilization. But as Sarah's excitement grew, so did her unease. Such power in the wrong hands could be catastrophic, and humanity, for all its advancements, was still plagued by conflict and greed. "We need to be careful with this information," Sarah said, more to herself than to Zixara. "Not everyone will understand its importance. or its danger. As if on cue, alarms began blaring throughout the base. Captain Reyes' voice crackled over the intercom, tight with tension. All personnel to battle stations. We have multiple unidentified ships entering the system. Sarah's heart raced as she exchanged a look of alarm with Zixara. Had news of their discovery somehow leaked? Were these new arrivals friends or foes? As they rushed to the command center, Sarah's mind whirled with possibilities. Whatever was coming, she knew that the fate of two species, and perhaps the entire galaxy, now hung in the balance. The true test of humanity's strength and ingenuity was about to begin, and Sarah Chen found herself at the very heart of the coming storm. Little did she know, the quantum technology she had uncovered was just the tip of the iceberg. As new alien ships approached, Sarah would soon discover that the universe was far more complex, dangerous, and wondrous than she had ever imagined. Her journey from a simple mining outpost engineer to a key player in galactic politics was about to take an unexpected and thrilling turn. The next few hours would challenge everything Sarah thought she knew about physics, diplomacy, and the very nature of reality itself. As she prepared to face the unknown, Sarah Chen steeled herself for the greatest adventure of her life, one that would push the boundaries of human potential and redefine humanity's place among the stars. The quantum nexus gambit. As the alarms blared throughout Outpost Omega, Sarah Chen and Zixara raced towards the command center. The corridors were a flurry of activity, with crew members rushing to their stations, their faces etched with a mixture of fear and determination. Upon entering the command center, Sarah was struck by the tense atmosphere. Captain Reyes stood before a holographic display, his brow furrowed as he studied the approaching ships. "Report, Captain," Sarah said, slightly out of breath. Reyes turned, his eyes widening slightly at the sight of Zixara. 5 unknown vessels, configuration unlike anything in our database. They're not responding to hails and are on an intercept course. Sarah felt a chill run down her spine. Could they be Zixara's people? The alien in question made a series of urgent clicks and whistles. Sarah's rudimentary translator struggled to keep up, but she caught snippets. Danger, quantum hunters, must protect. "I don't think these are friendlies," Sarah said grimly. Zixara seems pretty worried. Reyes nodded, his jaw set. "We've got minimal defenses here. This is a mining outpost, not a military installation. Any ideas, Chen?" Sarah's mind raced. They were outgunned and outnumbered, but they had one advantage, the quantum technology she'd just discovered. An idea began to form, wild and dangerous, but possibly their only hope. "Captain, I think I have a plan, but it's risky, and you're not going to like it." Over the next few minutes, Sarah outlined her audacious scheme. Using the alien ship's quantum drive, they could theoretically create a localized field of altered space-time. If they could extend it around the outpost, they might be able to phase slightly out of sync with normal space, essentially becoming invisible and intangible to the approaching threat. "You're talking about shifting us into another dimension?" Reyes asked, incredulous. "Not exactly," Sarah explained. "More like nudging us halfway between realities. We'd still be here, but also not here. It's complicated. And incredibly dangerous," Reyes growled. "What if we can't shift back?" Sarah exchanged a look with Zixara, who nodded encouragingly. "It's a risk we'll have to take. Unless you've got a better idea for fending off 5 advanced alien warships." Reyes sighed heavily. "All right, Chen, you've got green light. But if it goes sideways, it's on you." With time ticking away, Sarah and Zixara hurried back to the alien ship. As they worked feverishly to modify the quantum drive, Sarah felt a newfound respect for her alien companion. Zixara's knowledge of the technology was profound, and together they were able to achieve in minutes what might have taken Sarah weeks to figure out alone. Incoming ships entering weapons range, Reyes' voice crackled over the comm. "Chen, whatever you're going to do it now." Sarah took a deep breath, her hand hovering over the activation switch. "Here goes nothing," she muttered. "Initiating quantum field in 3, 2, 1. She pressed the button. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, reality itself appeared to ripple. Sarah felt a wave of nausea as her perception shifted, the world around her taking on a dreamlike quality. Colors became more vivid, edges less defined. She could see ghostly afterimages of her own movements, as if time itself was stuttering. "Status report," she called out, her voice sounding strange and distant to her own ears. "Unbelievable," Reyes breathed. "The enemy ships, they're passing right through us. It's like we're not even here." Sarah allowed herself a moment of relief, but she knew they weren't out of danger yet. The quantum field was wildly unstable, fluctuating in ways she couldn't predict. If they stayed like this too long, there was no telling what might happen. Suddenly, Sarah let out an alarmed series of clicks. Sarah turned to see the alien pointing at a console, its displays showing rapidly changing equations. "Oh no," Sarah whispered as understanding dawned. The quantum field wasn't just hiding them, it was opening a doorway. A doorway to somewhere else. Before she could react, a blinding light filled the ship. Sarah felt a sensation of falling, of being stretched and compressed simultaneously. Colors she had no names but flashed before her eyes, and for a brief, terrifying moment, she felt her consciousness expanding beyond the confines of her body. Then, as suddenly as it began, it was over. Sarah found herself sprawled on the floor of the alien ship, gasping for breath. Sarah was beside her, its scales pulsing with an eerie light. "Chen, do you read? What's happening?" Rey's voice came through the comm, filled with static. Sarah struggled to her feet, her head spinning. She stumbled to a viewport and felt her jaw drop. Outside, she saw not the barren landscape of Proxima b, but a vast, swirling nebula of impossible colors. Strange, geometric shapes drifted in the void, pulsing with otherworldly energy. "Captain," she said, her voice barely above a whisper, "I think we've got a problem. We're not on Proxima b anymore. In fact, I don't think we're anywhere in our universe at all." As the implications of their situation sank in, Sarah realized that their adventure had taken an unprecedented turn. They had escaped one danger only to find themselves in a realm beyond human understanding. Now, Sarah Chen and her unlikely alien ally would have to navigate this quantum realm, facing challenges that defied the laws of physics as they knew them. Little did they know, this accidental journey would lead them to discoveries that would reshape the very foundations of science and propel humanity into a new era of cosmic understanding. The quantum nexus gambit had only just begun, and the greatest mysteries of the universe were about to unfold before them. Quantum entanglement odyssey. The ethereal landscape of the quantum realm stretched out before Sarah Chen and Sarah, a kaleidoscope of impossible colors and physics-defying phenomena. Outpost Omega, now a shimmering, translucent version of itself, floated amidst streams of quantum particles that danced and swirled like cosmic fireflies. "Chen, report. What in the name of Einstein's ghost is going on out there?" Captain Reyes' voice crackled through the comm, distorted by the strange energies surrounding them. Sarah took a deep breath, trying to gather her thoughts. "Captain, we've phased into a quantum superposition. We exist in multiple states simultaneously. It's like we're caught between realities." "English, Chen, can we get back?" I'm not sure," Sarah admitted, her mind racing. "The quantum field is incredibly unstable. If we try to shift back now, we could scatter our atoms across a million parallel universes." Sarah chittered urgently, its forearms gesticulating towards a pulsing vortex of energy that had appeared near the outpost. Sarah's makeshift translator struggled to keep up, but she caught fragments: nexus, cosmic web, multiversal hub. A wild idea began to form in Sarah's mind. "Captain, I think Sarah is saying that this place, it's some kind of interdimensional crossroads. If we can navigate it correctly, we might be able to not only get back to our reality, but potentially access any point in space-time. Are you serious, Chen? You're talking about time travel now. Not exactly, sir. More like reality surfing, but we need to be careful. One wrong move, and we could end up lost in the multiverse forever. As if to emphasize her point, a nearby quantum eddy suddenly collapsed, sending out a shockwave of chronal energy. Sarah watched in awe as a section of the outpost rapidly aged, rusted, and crumbled, only to reverse and rebuild itself in a matter of seconds. "All right, folks, listen up," Raya's voice boomed through the outpost speakers. "We're in uncharted territory here. Chen, you and your alien friend are our best hope. What do you need?" Sarah exchanged a look with Zixara, an unspoken understanding passing between them. "We need to get to the alien ship's quantum core. If we can modify it to act as a navigational beacon, we might be able to chart a course through this quantum sea." As they made their way through the shimmering corridors of the outpost, Sarah marveled at the transformation around them. Walls flickered in and out of existence, revealing glimpses of alternate realities. In one, she saw a version of herself in an elaborate alien uniform. In another, the outpost was overgrown with bioluminescent fungi. Quantum entanglement odyssey. The ethereal landscape of the quantum realm stretched out before Sarah Chen and Zixara, a kaleidoscope of impossible colors and physics-defying phenomena. Outpost Omega, now a shimmering, translucent version of itself, floated amidst streams of quantum particles that danced and swirled like cosmic fireflies. "Chen, report. What in the name of Einstein's ghost is going on out there?" Captain Raya's voice crackled through the comm, distorted by the strange energies surrounding them. Sarah took a deep breath, trying to gather her thoughts. "Captain, we've phased into a quantum superposition. We exist in multiple states simultaneously. It's like we're caught between realities. English, Chen, can we get back?" I'm not sure," Sarah admitted, her mind racing. "The quantum field is incredibly unstable. If we try to shift back now, we could scatter our atoms across 1,000,000 parallel universes." Zixara chittered urgently, its forearms gesticulating towards a pulsing vortex of energy that had appeared near the outpost. Sarah's makeshift translator struggled to keep up, but she caught fragments: nexus, cosmic web, multiversal hub. A wild idea began to form in Sarah's mind. "Captain, I think Zixara is saying that this place, it's some kind of interdimensional crossroads. If we can navigate it correctly, we might be able to not only get back to our reality, but potentially access any point in space-time." "Are you serious, Chen? You're talking about time travel now." "Not exactly, sir. More like reality surfing, but we need to be careful. One wrong move, and we could end up lost in the multiverse forever." As if to emphasize her point, a nearby quantum eddy suddenly collapsed, sending out a shockwave of chronal energy. Sarah watched in awe as a section of the outpost rapidly aged, rusted, and crumbled, only to reverse and rebuild itself in a matter of seconds. "All right, folks, listen up," Raya's voice boomed through the outpost speakers. "We're in uncharted territory here. Chen, you and your alien friend are our best hope. What do you need?" Sarah exchanged a look with Zixara, an unspoken understanding passing between them. "We need to get to the alien ship's quantum core. If we can modify it to act as a navigational beacon, we might be able to chart a course through this quantum sea." As they made their way through the shimmering corridors of the outpost, Sarah marveled at the transformation around them. Walls flickered in and out of existence, revealing glimpses of alternate realities. In one, she saw a version of herself in an elaborate alien uniform. In another, the outpost was overgrown with bioluminescent fungi. Reaching the alien ship, Sarah and Zixara set to work on the quantum core. Their movements became a synchronized dance, human ingenuity melding seamlessly with alien expertise. As they worked, Sarah felt her consciousness expanding, touching the very fabric of the quantum realm. Suddenly, a piercing alarm cut through the air. "Chen," Reyes shouted over the comm. "We've got company. Those ships that were chasing us, they followed us in." Sarah's heart raced as she peered out of viewport. Sure enough, 5 menacing vessels had appeared in the quantum realm, their hulls writhing with dark energy. "Quantum pirates," Zixara clicked, its voice tinged with fear. "They seek to harvest the power of the cosmic web." "We need more time," Sarah muttered, her fingers flying over the alien controls. "Captain, can you buy us a few minutes?" "With what?" Reyes growled. "Our conventional weapons are useless here." An idea struck Sarah. "The quantum fluctuations. Captain, use the mining lasers. Aim for the eddies near the pirate ships. If we can destabilize the local quantum field." She didn't need to finish. Reyes barked orders, and moments later, brilliant beams of energy lanced out from the outpost. As they struck the swirling quantum eddies, reality itself seemed to warp and twist. 2 of the pirate ships were caught in a temporal loop, endlessly exploding and reforming. Another simply winked out of existence, lost to some unknown corner of the multiverse. "It's working," Sarah exclaimed, "but we can't keep this up forever." "The quantum core is almost ready. Zixara, on my mark." As the remaining pirate ships closed in, Sarah made a final adjustment to the core. Energy surged through the ship, and suddenly, the quantum realm around them crystallized into a vast, multidimensional lattice. "Now," Sarah shouted. Zixara activated the core, and the world exploded into fractal patterns of light and sound. Sarah felt her consciousness expand exponentially, touching a million realities at once. For a brief, eternal moment, she understood everything: the nature of time, the structure of the multiverse, the fundamental forces that bound all of existence together. Then, with a thunderous crack, they were back. Proxima B's crimson landscape stretched out before them, reassuringly solid and real. The pirate ships were nowhere to be seen. As the crew of Outpost Omega celebrated their miraculous return, Sarah stood in stunned silence, her mind reeling from the experience. She turned to Zixara, seeing her own awe reflected in the alien's multifaceted eyes. "We did it," she breathed. "We navigated the quantum realm. Do you realize what this means? We've unlocked the secrets of the universe." Zixara chittered in agreement, but there was a note of warning in its tone. Sarah nodded, understanding the unspoken message. With great power came great responsibility, and the knowledge they had gained could reshape the cosmos, for better or for worse. As the adrenaline of their adventure began to fade, Sarah realized that their journey was far from over. They had touched the very fabric of reality, and the universe would never be the same. The quantum entanglement odyssey had opened doors to unimaginable possibilities, and humanity's place in the cosmos was about to change forever. Little did Sarah know, their quantum leap was just the beginning. As news of their discovery spread, it would attract the attention of forces beyond their wildest imagination, setting the stage for a cosmic conflict that would determine the fate of not just their universe, but all of reality itself. Cosmic chess and the multiversal nexus. The days following their quantum odyssey were a whirlwind of debriefings, examinations, and frantic research. Sarah Chen found herself at the center of a storm of scientific excitement and political maneuvering. News of their incredible journey had spread like wildfire, attracting attention from the highest levels of Earth's government and scientific community. As Sarah stood before a panel of wide-eyed officials and leading physicists, she couldn't help but feel a twinge of imposter syndrome. "The quantum realm isn't just a theoretical construct," she explained, her voice steady despite her nerves. "It's a tangible layer of reality, a sort of multiversal hub that connects all possible timelines and dimensions." Holographic displays flickered around her, showing the mind-bending data they'd collected during their brief foray into the quantum realm. By harnessing the power of quantum entanglement on a cosmic scale, we can potentially navigate this interdimensional nexus, opening up possibilities we've only dreamed of. The room erupted into a cacophony of excited chatter and rapid-fire questions. Sarah fielded them as best she could, but her attention was divided. In the corner of the room, Zixara stood silently, its multifaceted eyes scanning the assembled humans with an unreadable expression. As the briefing concluded, Sarah made her way to her alien friend. "Well, that could have gone worse," she said with a weak smile. Zixara's response was a series of low, urgent clicks. Sarah's translator struggled to keep up, but the message was clear: danger was coming. Before Sarah could ask for clarification, a commotion at the door drew her attention. A tall, imposing figure strode into the room, flanked by stern-looking security personnel. Sarah recognized him immediately from news broadcasts: Director Nathaniel Blackthorne of the newly formed Cosmic Defense Initiative. "Ms. Chen," Blackthorne's deep voice carried easily across the room, "your discovery has opened up a new frontier for humanity. But with great power comes great responsibility and great risk." Sarah felt a chill run down her spine. There was something in Blackthorne's tone that set her on edge. "What do you mean, Director?" Blackthorne's steel-grey eyes bore into her. "We're not alone in understanding the potential of this technology. Our intelligence suggests that multiple factions, both terrestrial and extraterrestrial, are racing to replicate your quantum leap. We need to ensure that this power doesn't fall into the wrong hands." "You want to weaponize it," Sarah said, realization dawning. "We want to protect humanity," Blackthorne countered smoothly, "and we need your help to do it." Before Sarah could respond, alarms began blaring throughout the facility. Screens flickered to life, showing a sight that made Sarah's blood run cold. A massive, geometrically impossible structure was materializing in orbit around Earth. "It's happening," Zixara clicked urgently. "The cosmic chess match has begun." "What's happening?" Sarah demanded, turning to her alien friend. "What's cosmic chess?" But before Zixara could explain, reality itself seemed to hiccup. Sarah felt a familiar sensation of dislocation, and suddenly, they were no longer in the briefing room. They stood on what appeared to be a vast, translucent chessboard suspended in the void of space. All around them, cosmic phenomena swirled and pulsed: nebulae, black holes, and stranger things that defied description. And arrayed across the board were pieces unlike any chess set Sarah had ever seen: miniature galaxies, writhing dark matter constructs, and shimmering quantum singularities. "Welcome, players, to the grand cosmic tournament," a voice boomed from everywhere and nowhere. "Your species have shown promise in manipulating the quantum realm. Now you shall compete for the ultimate prize: control of the multiversal nexus." Sarah's mind reeled as she took in the impossible scene before her. She, Zixara, Director Blackthorne, and a handful of others from the briefing room stood on one side of the cosmic chessboard. Opposite them was an assortment of alien beings, some vaguely humanoid, others utterly beyond description. "The rules are simple," the voice continued. "Each move you make will reshape reality on a cosmic scale. The fate of countless universes hangs in the balance. Choose wisely, for the consequences of your actions will echo across eternity." Sarah turned to Zixara, her eyes wide with a mixture of fear and exhilaration. "I don't suppose you're any good at chess." Zixara's chittering laugh needed no translation. "My dear Sarah, we're about to play a game where the pieces are made of space-time itself. I don't think traditional chess strategies are going to cut it." As if on cue, a shimmering holographic display appeared before them, showing the first move they needed to make. Sarah studied it intently, her engineer's mind already racing to understand the cosmic implications of each potential action. "All right, team," she said, straightening her back and meeting the eyes of her fellow humans and her alien friend. "Let's show the multiverse what humanity is made of." As they prepared to make their first move in this unimaginable cosmic game, Sarah Chen realized that her journey had taken her farther than she ever could have dreamed. From a simple mining outpost engineer to a player in a multiversal chess match, the fate of all reality now rested in their hands. The pieces were set, the stage was cosmic, and the greatest game in the history of the universe was about to begin. Sarah took a deep breath, reaching out to make the first move that would resonate across countless realities. The cosmic chess match had begun, and the adventure was far from over.